everyone, and welcome back to OTI. Coming in hot from a much needed birthday break. We are saying goodbye to June and hello to July. So, last episode, we were talking about house parties, and I am here to tell you that they still hold true. I went ahead and I threw a house party for my birthday. The week that I wanted to do it, we got rained out, flooded, the whole nine. So, I did it the week after. It just so happened that my birthday fell on Father's Day this year. I found that with some creativity and a minimal budget, which is probably going to be around your bar tab for your birthday anyway, depending on who you are and how much money you have, whatever, that's a whole other story. You can really create a great party, create a great ambiance for you and your friends. I live in a 600 square foot apartment on a good day. But I should also mention that I am the type of person that doesn't take their living room so serious. And what I mean by that is that I use my living room as my creative space. This is where I film the podcast. So I figured I'm going to play Tetris, move my furniture around, and create the little ambiance that I wanted for a party. So I randomly got this idea in my head when I was thinking about should we do a theme? Actually, it came into I got this idea in that weekend where we got rained out. And I was like, you know what? We should maybe do a theme, because who doesn't love a theme party? So I did what I always do, and I went on Pinterest and I created a mood board. And I came across this picture. And the moment I found it, I said, this is the inspo picture. So I wanted to go about this as budget friendly as possible, right? I'm a big DIY person, and I'm creative. I want to try to make a look as much as possible through me instead of just buying random decorations or a decoration kit off Amazon. So I went to a couple thrift stores and I was looking for curtains, and I wanted to find as many pairs as possible in pretty colors, right? So I went to a thrift store and I found a lot of curtains there, all different types of fabrics, some satin, some lace, and they were all in these really pretty blues and greens and whites. So I felt like I already have a blue couch. I can feel like I can make this mesh pretty well together. So I'm going with this Moroccan theme, right? And I was looking for a really nice patterned rug. Usually these rugs go for 165 easy and up. It just so happens that I went into Family Dollar looking for something else. And as I'm walking through the home section, I see these rugs and I saw the most beautiful blue rug and it was $25. It was such a score. I felt like it was like a little gift from the universe for my birthday. Then from there, I went to what we all know and love, Amazon. And I found these cute little lantern lights. I found these cute little lantern lights that have LED candles in them, and they flicker and everything. I got 10 for $20, and they give off that little Moroccan theme, so I hung them around. And I just tied those together with some kitchen twine and then, placed them around the living room. Also, the way I set up the curtains, which are still up, and my friends think I should just keep them up, I had a perfect circle in the middle, and I was like, there has to be a disco ball. That's what needs to be there. So I also went on Amazon and found this $40 disco ball that comes with 2 music settings and it rotates by itself. It was perfect for the party, and it was perfect for the size of the room. So here are some tips if you are thinking about throwing a party. I want you guys not to be shy. Don't feel like you're restricted because you live in a small apartment. If you have the right energy there and the right people there, everything will go well. For a good, decent turnout, obviously you start your guest list with the people that you absolutely want there. And then you allot them a +1. I like to think of it almost as a 30% rule that is a great rule of thumb. I invited about 40 to 45 people and about 20 people showed up. Now, that may not sound like a lot of people depending on your friend group or how, friendly, introverted, extroverted you are. But the fact that I had 20 people in this small space and they were all enjoying themselves, I think it was a great turnout and we all had a great time. Also keep in mind that when you do your party, I threw my party on a Thursday and I made it from 8 to 12-ish. I put that on the invitation. It was more to incline people to come at a good hour so that we weren't, getting people coming in at 1 in the morning. Keep in mind that if you throw a party on a weekend, obviously you'll have a bigger turnout. More people are off on the weekend. Now, there is one thing that I did to kind of cover my ass. I didn't want to annoy my neighbors. I didn't want there to be any issues with parking, any conflicts or anything like that with parking, being that there's only limited parking for the tenants that live here, obviously. So what I did is that I went online, I did some research. I found a template of a letter from a police department that basically just states, like, hello, neighbor, my name is so and so from apartment or building, whatever. Just wanted to let you know that on this and this date at this time, I'll be having a get together because there's nothing in my lease, at least. I'm sure that some buildings are different where it says that you can't have gatherings. So also in this letter, I included like, the music will be turned down at 10 p.m. because I researched my city noise ordinance. So it just so happens to be in Fort Lauderdale, it's 10 p.m. I put in the letter that the music will be turned down after 10 p.m. at a respectable level. I also let them know that I invited all of my guests over, and I strongly encourage Uber and for no one to park in front of our building so that nobody had issues with finding parking coming home. I luckily live right down the street from a public park. So a lot of people would park at the park and then just walk down the street. It was just like not even half a block. And it turned out great. It turned out fine, no problem. I included my phone number in the letter, so if anybody had any questions, concerns, to please call me. This is also to deter them, to not call the cops, to just be easy. Like, hey, I'm having a get together. I'm letting you know, just a heads up. And I actually did get a text message from one of my neighbors. They wished me a happy birthday, and they said we were really grateful for the letter and thank you for the heads up. So it is appreciated, and I think it's something that you could do just so that you'd feel comfortable and to know that you're taking into consideration your neighbors. So, dicho y hecho, we were able to have the music at a really nice level till 10. After 10, we brought it down to where you could only hear it inside. I also had a friend of a friend reach out to someone who does henna, and we were like, I wonder if she would be down to come and hang out at the party and possibly do henna. She was completely for it. She did it donation based, which I loved. So before you sat in her chair, she would ask you, like, what's your budget? And you would tell her a number, whatever was comfortable with you. And then she would make a design based off that. I think it added a really special element to the party, and a lot of people enjoyed it for those who did get it. And it was just cool to have something else in the corner other than like a bar, DJ. And then I made my party BYOB. And a lot of people would call me or text me and they would be like, hey, what do I bring? What do you prefer? And I would tell them, bring whatever you drink. Why? Because that gives you variety, and then it also makes that person feel comfortable because their drink of choice is already available. Another tip or suggestion is have games. Now, nothing like card games where it's kind of be hard and there's instructions and stuff like that, more like drinking games. It's funny, I had a friend who showed up with a roulette shot table that was a hit for the night. So they would either put a shot of water, a shot of tequila, a shot of water, a shot of tequila. You spun the little ball, a little roulette table, and whatever it landed on, you could either get a shot of tequila or a shot of water. And that really got people going and that really got a lot of people in a fun mood. What's ironic about that is that the person that brought the roulette game is sober. And I'm just like, that's almost diabolical, but okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first sponsor of the OTI podcast. I'd like you all, especially if you're in the Broward area, to check out El Costeño's Michelada mixes. They're made by my friend Charlie, who I've known since middle school. These are homemade michelada mixes. He has them in mango, original, and my personal favorite, pepino, or cucumber. This cucumber flavor is so freaking good, and it will bring you back to life. If you're a fan of micheladas, or if you never tried one, order one and see how it is. Super easy to make, and it's very yummy. If you're a fan of Bloody Marys, you'll be a fan of these. Make sure to follow them on Instagram to place your orders. All right, so on to the next tip, music. I did have a DJ at my party. I reached out to a local DJ, and once I had a good idea of my guest list, I gave them basically an age range, some background on them, whether they were Caribbean, American, all of that, and then I gave them a few song suggestions. I really think this is super helpful for any DJ because it gives them an idea of what kind of crowd they're about to walk into, about to play for. I would suggest befriending a DJ, or maybe you have a friend who's learning how to DJ and they have a couple sets under them. A lot of DJs will do gigs for content. Unless you have your heart set completely on a DJ, just know that you might have to negotiate a private rate for them. And if neither of these options are available, a really good speaker and some downloadable mixes from either YouTube, Spotify, even SoundCloud will do just fine. All right, so final party tip for hosting, however you want. Food is up to you on how much you want to provide. So I did have a couple appetizers, but being that my kitchen is very small, I don't have a lot of space for a whole spread of food. I did the crock pot. I did the crock pot meatballs, which were super easy to make. We ordered some empanadas from a local bakery. Thank you, Mike, by the way. And the cool thing about the meatballs, if you have anybody who has dietary restrictions that you know of, like, or they want a healthier alternative, meatballs come in turkey and veggie options. So honestly, I think that's one of the best kind of appetizers you can have at a party. So finally, guys, we had a ball. We had a great night. Let's talk about house parties versus clubbing. I felt like this party helped a lot of people let loose and gave them a chance to be social. It wasn't like when you go into a club and everyone's on their phones like weirdos or just like, ah, look at me, I'm in the club. Look at me, I'm in the club. It was more of a smaller, intimate setting. It made people say, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Type of thing. Let's have a drink. Let's listen to some good music. You met new people. There was a lot of different personalities in the room. And because it was condensed, it gave that opportunity to, socialize and meet new people. It was definitely a great vibe. Some people are asking if I'm going to have another party anytime soon. I'm thinking maybe Halloween. I'm not sure yet. But stay tuned to the end of this episode so you guys can watch videos and pictures of the night. Honestly, it's a riot. Also, I want to take the time to say thank you to everyone who reached out and said happy birthday, whether it was online, text, calls, all of it. I really, really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and follow the Out of the Industry podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all next week. Bye. I love you guys so much to have you guys in my space, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Happy Got some missing now. Let's do this. How you gonna turn in your voice for the rest? Smoke till I rest. Say you got money, but you still look the chosen queen in broken weeks. So I seek to hear bitches grow speak. Living life without fear. 25 carats in my baby girl ear. Lunches, interviews by the pool. Considered a fool, cause I dropped out of high school. Stereotypes of a black male misunderstood. And it's still all good. Dragon old.